I'm wishing on a star.
Hey guys, welcome to Xbox On, and as you can see this week we have a very spooky set behind us because it is Halloween week. The games this week aren't very spooky, but maybe that's a relief for some of you. Let's have a look at what games we've got and deals of the week.
This is what I don't get about you bad guys. You know the hero's gonna win, but you just don't die.
Once upon a time, you'd only see a fight between Bruce Lee and Conor McGregor in your dreams. But thanks to the magic of video games, you don't have to use your imagination anymore. You could just buy UFC 3 instead. The mixed martial arts game, published by EA, basically takes those fights that you used to create between your toys in your bedroom and makes them a little bit more realistic. Choose your fighter, punch, kick, grapple until one of you can't go on. There are over 10 arenas to choose from the MGM Grand to the O2, and a huge list of fighters in a range of classes, including featherweight, bantamweight, and both male and female options. Both the standard and deluxe editions are 50% off this week.
I back it up! I am God.
Guts and Glory lets you explore this alternate universe where dodging death is basically your #1 objective. You're on a vehicle and often your son comes along for the ride. Like, seriously, why couldn't he just stay at home? This place is brutal. While you navigate an obstacle course to get to the finish line. There are a bunch of vehicles to choose from a bicycle, a quad bike, and even a rocket launcher, although I really wouldn't recommend that option. And the guilt of accidentally letting your son be mangled up by a hanging spike to the face never quite leaves you. Sorry, Jimmy. Escape death and keep your limbs intact in a race to the finish, complete with a lot of arcadey gore and a healthy dose of guilt on the side. Guts and Glory is a lot of fun and is 20% off this week.
The vaporware aesthetic has definitely made a comeback in the recent years, and one of the more unique games to roll out with this style lately has been Trials of the Blood Dragon. A combination of the motorcycle stunt driving hit Trials and the Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon storyline, you're continuing the story of Rex Colt, or his kids to be more exact. Basically Trials with a new style and a bit of story and some pretty weird levels, like the one where you're trying to escape from a skyscraper under the influence, making some freaky visuals. It's a non-stop, crazy busy stunt driving game and a tongue-in-cheek gameplay that doesn't take itself seriously at all. It's a nice antidote to all those super serious, realistic games out there at the moment. There's a huge 60% off this week, and if the bright vaporware doesn't catch your fancy, then you can get Transfusion instead, which is also 67% off this week.
Now listen up, soldiers, look alive. This is Vietnam War 4, and the commies are on the move.
Have you ever wanted to be a pro motocross rider but lacks the skill, talent, or money? Lucky for us, there's a game out there that puts you in the shoes of the top MX pros and lets you ride the ruts to the podium finish as you experience the 2017 season from your own sofa. You can play as top riders like Jeffrey Herlings and Antonio Cairoli as you race through the seasons to rack up the points to the top spot. Big name tracks like Valkenswaard, Teufelstal and Lommel all feature. You can make your own rider and tune and customize your bike to your preferences until you're consistently getting those hole shots you always dreamed of. Scrub those jumps and sign those sponsors with 30% off this week on MXGP Pro. Happy riding!
Imagine Forza mixed with Rocket League and you might get an idea about what this next game is. Onrush is a huge arcade vehicle game on rugged terrain with off-road cars and a whole load of crashes. Sort of like my Forza driving. But unlike Forza, you're actually encouraged to slam into your rivals and take them down with each race while speed boosting like a madman and jumping hundreds of feet into the air. You might have noticed we haven't called it a racing game, and that's for a very good reason. You're not trying to win any races by passing the line first, which is pretty good for Benny because he never wins. There are 4 main game modes and they're all very creative. Lockdown is a cool twist in King of the Hill where you're trying to control possession of a zone, but the zone is moving along the track. So you're fighting to stay inside and keep control. Switch gives all your teammates 3 lives and you have to deplete the other team's lives. And every time you respawn, you get a more powerful vehicle. Countdown has a timer you have to beat by passing through checkpoints, with the first team to reach 0 losing, and Overdrive lets you score points by simply boosting until you reach the target score. All in all, a really cool take on the racing genre and fun for anyone who enjoys smashy, crashy fun. Not only that, Onrush is enhanced for the Xbox One X, so you can play in 4K today. Grab it this week for 70% off.
Next up, we've got a lovely backwards compatible game for you. Just a small one you might have heard of. Borderlands 2? Known universally for its bold graphics and fantastic story, but also just for its overall weirdness, this game is highly acclaimed for very good reasons. The wastelands are open for you to explore, pick between 4 characters, each with their own distinct abilities, and hunt down the enigmatic handsome Jack before he carries out his dastardly plot. Enemies will drop guns upon death, and the loot pool is absolutely huge, with randomized perks, meaning you can find a gun that screams when you fire it, or a rifle that complains at you when you waste ammo, or even god roll guns that simply do tons of kinetic and elemental damage so you can just melt through enemies. It's a game that continuously surprises you with its sass and randomized weirdness, and the gunplay, movement, and abilities are most importantly fun. Nothing feels tedious, and you have so much control over your character, skill trees, weapon and outfit choices, and the way you play the game. If you're a fan of looter-shooter RPGs and you haven't played Borderlands 2 already, you're definitely missing out. And as it's on sale this week with 60% off, you have no excuse. Get your ride over to the Xbox store and go play it now! You really don't want to make Tiny Tina disappointed in you. Trust me.
I can't just have some psychopathic murderers getting to the vault before I do. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's cute that y'all think you're the heroes of this little adventure, but you're not.
Well, those are the deals this week. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you found something that you might enjoy. Let us know down in the comments below what you're playing this week. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're new to see more from the Xbox On team. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Bye.